This video is a continuation of last week's video where I talked about the fillet command. This week I'm going to be highlighting the full round fillet and the rule fillet command. So let's take a look. So last week when we talked about the fillet command, we kind of covered a lot of the options in here, such as the radius type and tangency conditions, etc. This week I want to talk about the fillet types, such as rule fillet and full round fillet. In fact, we're going to start with the full round fillet. So in this example here, you see I have two brackets, and I want to round over these two edges right here. If I were to click on this edge, we can see that that length is 60 millimeters. So I want this edge and this edge to be 30 millimeter radius respectively. So I'll go ahead and select those, create a fillet, and let's make those 30 millimeters. And sure enough, it looks like I have a full round fillet. However, the problem with doing this is if I were to come back and edit this and change the length or the thickness of this part, let's just make it 80 in this example, and I say OK, Fusion did exactly what I told it to. This radius is still 30, but now that the part is wider, it had to add in this segment here. So technically this wasn't a full round fillet. So that is where this full round fillet option comes into play. So I'm going to go ahead and select that, and we're going to use this other bracket to create the full round fillet. Now this will look a little bit different. You'll notice as I move around I get a lot of blue flashing faces, and this can be a little bit confusing. What it's basically asking for is which face do you want to round over, and then what are the tangent faces of that round over. So we want to round over this top face right here. Now watch what happens as I move my cursor toward the left. Now you'll notice that the left and right vertical faces are highlighted. So those are going to be the tangency faces. So basically it's going to round up and over like so, with these vertical faces being the tangency faces. And let me just click so you can see this example. Sure enough, we can see that's rounded over, and those are the tangency faces. Let me cancel out and do that again, but this time I'm going to hover kind of toward the front, and you can kind of see how the front and back faces are kind of highlighted. So again, hovering over the top face, but now it's going to pick the front and back face as the tangency faces. So if I were to click here, you'll notice it's rounding over in that direction. So this is the tangency face, and that's the tangency face. So that's what those blue faces are highlighting. So as you're moving around, just make sure you move your cursor onto the face that you want rounded, and then over toward the tangency faces that you want the round over to connect to. So I'm going to click right here. I'll go ahead and say OK. And now we have that full round over. If I were to come back and edit the thickness of this, again going from 60 to 80, I'll say OK. And we can see that sure enough that updated, and it's still a full round, and it did not have to add in that extra segment. So that is what the full round fillet does for you. Now, there's a lot of cool things you can do with this. So here's another example. I just created a simple profile, and then I did a thin extrude. I could come in here and do a full round fillet. Once again, I want to round over this top face here, but I'm going to get kind of near this edge. So those are going to be my tangency faces. And when I click, you can see how it rounds over all of those features. And so we get kind of an interesting shape that looks like this, that, you know, you might have thought you might have to do with like a split face or something like that. You could just use a full round fillet. Now, if I were to hover over this and get near these vertical walls like so, I'm going to get a totally different result, right? It's going to make these faces the tangency faces. Again, just keep that in mind. You want the blue faces to be your tangency faces. Here's another example. I've got this like slot extrusion, I'll go ahead and say fillet. I'm still in my full round fillet. I want to round over this top surface here. And you'll notice that all of the faces are kind of highlighted blue. So all I have to do is click on that face and it rounds over all the way around. Because all of the faces were tangent with each other, that's why they all highlighted blue. So I didn't have to create like a special sweep or anything like that. And then even a more advanced example like this. So I've got kind of this weird shaped extrusion. I'll come in and say full round fillet. I want to round over this face right here. So I'm going to hover over that face. Now you'll notice that all of these are highlighted blue, and that, again, that's because all of these faces are tangent because of these fillets. So I'm just going to go ahead and click, and notice how it creates this interesting full round fillet all the way along that profile. So great for like creating like a pontoon type shape. Okay, the next example I want to talk about is what's called a rule fillet. So here's an example. I've got this shelled out part. So I just started with a cylinder, I shelled it out, and then I created a single extrusion like so that's kind of tapered, patterned that in a line, and then I did a radial pattern to create all of these shapes. Now I want to add some fillets to these, and that would take quite a bit of time to do that. Now you could say, well, you could have done it before you did the pattern. Absolutely, I could have. But rule fillet gives us a little bit of power on what we want to fillet. So for example, I can come in here and say fillet, and I'm going to say rule fillet. Now you'll notice it says all edges, and then it says faces or features. So I'm going to come in here and select the extrude, first of all. And there's a default radius. You'll notice that it's filleting the top and the bottom. Let's go ahead and make this a little bit larger. Let's do 1 millimeter in this case. So you can see it's doing the top and the bottom. And then we have this topology, rounds and fillets. So this top one is the round and the bottom one is the fillet. So if I say rounds only, it's only going to do the top. If I say fillets only, it's only going to do the bottom. And if I say rounds and fillets, it'll do both. So for example, I could come in here and say rounds only, and I only want to do the tops, for example. Now, I only selected this extrude feature. I could come in here and say, well, also do the pattern. And now you can see that it's going to add that to this linear pattern. And then I could also select the radial pattern, and it's going to add that to the radial pattern. I could also come in here and say, let's do rounds and fillets, so it'll do it to all of them. Or I could say, let's do just the fillets only, because maybe we want to do a chamfer or something on the top. So again, using rule fillet, it gives you a lot of power on what you want to select. Now, some people might say, well, you could have just selected this bottom face to get all of these fillets. And that's sort of correct. So if I came in here and said regular fillet, and I just click on this face, and we do a radius of 1, yes, it selects all of those, but you'll notice it also selected this edge right here, and I can't unselect it because it's part of that face. So I'd have to like physically delete it out of there. So you can't just select this face to grab all of these edges. So again, that's where the rule fillet really does kind of come into play. So here's another example. I've got this patterned shape in a piece of wood, and I've got these holes that kind of go, or these shapes that kind of go all the way through. And then I decided to create this little indentation, but then I realized, you know what, I probably want these edges here filleted also, just for the ease of machining, for example. Now, this was created using the thin extrude option. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rule fillet just like we did before. So I'm going to say rule fillet. What is the rule? I'm going to come in here and select this extrude. And you can see it filleted all of the edges, this 0.2. Well, I don't want the tops and the bottoms and all that kind of stuff, so I'm going to come in here and say I only want fillets only. So it's going to get rid of the rounds and keep the fillets, but you'll also notice that it kept these fillets here also. And unfortunately, I don't want those. So here's an interesting trick that I sometimes have to use. So this is joined with the main body. And what I'm going to do is basically cancel out. And when I do this extrude, you'll notice it says join. I'm going to change this and just say new body and say OK. So it's its own separate body. Now when I do the rule fillet, there's no surface for this to fillet to. So I'm going to say rule fillet. We'll select that extrude. It does the exact same thing, right? But now I'm going to come in and say fillets only. And you can see, sure enough, I get what I want there. And let's just do like maybe a 2mm fillet. And it rounds all of those edges. If I turn the main body back on, we can kind of see what it would look like. In fact, maybe let's do a 3mm fillet just to see what that looks like. Say OK. And then all I have to do is combine those two parts back together, join them back together, and we now have the result that I was looking for. And I don't have all of those extra little fillets. And I didn't have to manually click each individual edge like I see some people do. So the rule fillet does come into play in most cases. Sometimes you might have to change a little bit like I did, where I used the join command afterwards or the combine command afterwards to get the result that I wanted. So that's just a quick overview of the full round fillet and the rule fillet. Pretty powerful commands that come into play in certain situations. So give it a try and see what you think. I hope you learned something new and enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe to be notified of upcoming videos. If you need help learning Fusion, visit my webpage at cadedllc.com. And as always, have fun learning Fusion.